Hello everyone, this is VJose32 back again. It's time for What's on Deck. Don't know why I'm smiling, but I am. Let's get on with the Kickstarter playing cards. I think I gotta go back one page here. I have to restart because I had some kind of issue. First of all, new deck, Les Miles, however you pronounce it. It's a French deck based on a movie, a film, A Trip to the Moon. It's got a moon theme. It's pretty interesting looking. 30% funded already with a few more weeks to go. It's one of those that's going to be, I think, very close to call. We'll see if it gets printed or not. Surprisingly, the permaculture deck, which has 7 days left, is 300% funded and has over 1,000 backers. Obviously, there's not a whole lot of magicians or cardists or collectors backing this project. It's a lot of permaculture fans. They got a lot of people on their YouTube channel and websites, and that's that. The next deck on the list is another new one, sort of. Oh good, it's somebody's birthday tomorrow. Is the Bicycle Zombie Origin. Freshly dead playing cards. It's pretty interesting. Faces and everything are all custom. Court cards. On one side you see it's kind of like a before and after zombie. First is before they're a zombie, and then it's after they're a zombie, so it's one way kind of court card. One side is alive, one side is dead. Sort of a thing. That's all pretty cool. However, for some reason they launched the project with only 17 days and they're only 3% funded, and it's not going to make it. That's my prediction. Yeah, I mean, they're only 3% funded. Furthermore, the creator is a guy who has created at least 2 other projects before this, and nobody's gotten decks yet, which makes me very cautious, or makes me want to be very cautious when backing his projects, because his other project was successful, barely, and nobody's seen a deck from them yet. They haven't been fulfilled, they haven't been produced. So I would not back a project of somebody who has not produced any cards yet and is just continuously producing projects. It could be a scam, in my opinion. Furthermore, his original project, the 1616 Michael Fromar playing cards, based on a very old vintage deck. After the project was barely funded, all of a sudden he was trying to create a new project for additional funding, claiming that a lot of people were wanting to get this deck, or wanted to get more of these decks. Well, if they did, they should have done that when the project was live, and if there was that much interest, then they would have had more funding. So it makes me very suspicious. And then the same company, not the same guy, but the same company's got another deck they recently launched, so it's like 4 different projects. This one, the Zombie Origin, I think they tried it before. It wasn't ESPC. I don't know if it was printed or not. I don't remember what it says in there, but I did get a message from him. Whatever. It just makes me, I suggest you be very cautious. And there's other creators who are continuously putting out projects, and people are still waiting for decks. Like Albino Dragon, they have created several decks now. That they've had 4 projects released. People are still waiting for the first one, apparently, and they still haven't really produced the other ones. So, you know, I mean, I trust Albino Dragon, but at the same time, how many times can you ask people to give you money with taking forever and ever to create the projects, you know? Apparently the Zombie Original deck was funded before. It was not ESPC. And whatever. Next on the list, the Bicycle Evolution from Elite Playing Cards. You've got 10 days left in that one. If you haven't gotten it yet, make sure you go check it out. It's a pretty cool deck. Next on the list, the Diamond Cut playing cards. They're back again. The creator, David Siddle, however you pronounce that last name, was definitely, once you get these decks printed, he's decided not to use USPC anymore. He's going with NPCMakePlayingCards.com, which is, yeah, going to be interesting. um, they are funded now, well funded, considering he was only looking for like $1,000, and it's still over a month to go. So, I mean, it's got very nice artwork. If you're interested, check it out. It's not going to be USPC, but it's going to be should be pretty good the quality nonetheless. Moving along, the War of Kings playing cards has 5 days left, 80% funded. It's going to be very close. I don't know if it's going to get funded or not. The artwork is very nice. It's completely custom. You should check it out. It's a deck that features knights, barbarians, and wizards. Pretty cool, if you ask me. The next one we'll talk about is the decks from the Warpunk games, which is the Bicycle Revenant and the Bicycle Vivant, kind of a live deck and a dead deck. 10 days left, only 60% funded. This is the second try. It originally had a different name, and it's not looking too good. For only 10 days left and 60% funded. I mean, it's still a lot of time. It could still be funded, and it may be, but it's going to be very close to call, in my opinion. The next one, another one that's going to be very close, is the Creepy playing cards from XGU Productions, or however you pronounce that. XGU is how I'm going to pronounce it. 62% funded, and again, 10 days left. Then be very close. The reason why I say that is because the creator has created 2 other decks before, and they both failed. This one is doing better than the other ones, but it's still not successful, and it's going to be very close. The next one on the list is the No-Nos deck. No-Nos. It's the ultimate deck for drinking games. It's pretty interesting looking, kind of cute. All the cards, it's completely not standard, but it's a standard deck, but it's not standard. There's no standard, there's no pips or anything like that. Just an index, and then it says on the top of the card the number or what it is, like ace, king, whatever. It's a drinking deck. Every card features some kind of an image of a drop of beer, is what I'm going to say. It might be a guy, it might be a girl, but it's just basically a drop, an orange drop, which I assume is beer. There's a different accent, different image. Every card has different rules. Like, for instance, if you get the 2 of spades, you have to start a beatbox. Boom, 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 boom. Not very good, but whatever. If you got the 9 of clubs, you have to make awkward eye contact with anyone at the table while you drink for 5 seconds. If you get the queen of... if you get the... the 10 of diamonds, you must drink your drink with 2 hands for the rest of the game, like this. It's hilarious. There's a game as well. They say it's the best drinking game ever created. It's called 8 is a Bitch. Just hilarious stuff. A little bit pricey, but there's a whole bunch of stuff you can get with it. $25, you get a deck, a bottle opener, a coaster, a shot glass, and then a can koozie and a bottle koozie. These are like a thing you stick on a can or a bottle to hold it, whatever, keep it cold. I don't know what exactly it is, but that's what it is. And then you spend more money, you get more of each thing, and there's pint glasses and whatever. It's pretty interesting. I don't know what the back design looks like. I haven't seen it. It's kind of funny. But they're looking for $9,000, and they've only got like $500. It's gonna be one of those that may or may not get funded. But it's hilarious. It's good for laughs. The All Jokers Transformation playing cards, which features different Joker illustrations on every card. It is funded, has 10 days left in case you've missed out on it. It's not USPC. It has like 4 different wacky diamond back designs. just not my cup of tea. I'm not going to go for it. I mean, the faces look really nice, but the back designs, not so nice. The Zombie Girls, zombie pinup playing cards, 4 days left, almost 50% funded, not going to make it. The Bicycle Emperor playing cards were successfully funded the other day, which is great. The deck of Proverbs, which I mentioned before, 9 hours to go, fail, only $400, only 26% funded. It's not going to make it. It only really caters to people who are like, Christians, Catholics. So it's a hard sell. Another drinking deck, the Trips and Chips of Thomas Tippins, was successfully funded. This one's not as fun as the other one, but it's got all sorts of cocktail recipes and information on it. And again, not USPC that I know of, I can't recall, but I didn't get it. The Minimal deck, I'm going to mention this one each and every week. Has hit $2,000, is 50% funded, with 24 days to go. It's still not going to be successful because it's very minimal, very Another one that's not going to make it is the Culture Cards, Ho Chi Minh Edition, blah blah. It's just, I mean, it's 32% funded. It's got a possibility, but it's just not really, it's a very niche market. It's not for everyone. Zombies of Kickstarter playing cards, 15% funded as well. With 21 hours to go, it's going to be a fail. This one is a deck, it's a zombie themed deck where you can have your image placed on the cards. I guess nobody wants to see themselves as a zombie. Surprisingly, the Pocket Time Machine playing cards, it's a flip book animated playing card deck, was funded. Kind of barely funded, but it was funded. And I find it surprising because it's got a very lackluster back design, even worse box, and just kind of an ugly overall design in my opinion. Not really for collectors or magicians or anything like that. Total Eclipse playing cards, those ones will be shipping soon, I'm sure. I don't know if he's received them yet or not, but they will be coming soon. The Federal 52 decks, I believe, are shipping, the original ones. Well, there's that other Zombie Origin deck that was funded back in April by Alex Willis. I want to check that out. The Quicksilver playing cards. Not happy. Still waiting for my Quicksilver playing cards, so are a lot of other people. Russell Kurtulov seems to have gone MIA, missing in action. He's not responding to messages anywhere, hasn't been on Kickstarter, hasn't been on United Cardists, out of touch. I remember when Adam, his former business partner, was having issues with his Army Men deck on Kickstarter. He said that, he should have been more vocal, he should have had more updates. And now he's basically turned into Adam and has turned into a hypocrite. I have said, screw it. I found some Quicksilver decks on Amazon and I bought them there. And if he sends me mine, great. If he doesn't, I really don't give a damn. But it's ridiculous that he got over $50,000 and he can't manage to ship these decks out. If he ever creates any more projects on Kickstarter along with Adam, I don't think they're going to be successfully funded because of all these issues. Another one with issues is the Founders playing cards. Same issues, nobody's receiving any decks. Nobody's been able to get in touch with this guy. He's apparently been all over the country with his web addresses and stuff like that, and moving all over the country. I don't know what happened to that guy, but I'm glad I didn't get it. Creature cards are apparently slowly shipping out. That's another one that's been sitting there forever and ever. Not one that I backed, but whatever. Royal Optics from Musi are shipping. Bicycle Venexiana was successfully funded. And I just want to see this one. Alice of Wonderland playing cards had some issues. They're not going to be printing with USPC because USPC won't print them as is because of copyright issues with Disney, which is weird because they printed the White Rabbit deck from Albino Dragon with no issues. So, because everyone wants to see the artwork as is, and I think it's a beautifully done deck as it is. He's going to be going with Cardamundi, which should be pretty good, but not as good as USPC. Bicycle Deco decks and Uncarded had some issues with the boxes. They're going to be reprinted. There was smudging on the boxes and whatever. The Bicycle Voyager, those are shipping as we speak. The Bicycle King of Kings was funded, just barely, but it was funded. And I'm trying to see if there's anything else to talk about. On Kickstarter, I think that's it for Kickstarter. For other stuff, Fury 11 just did a deck release. They just celebrated their 6th anniversary. They released a very limited deck called the Rare Bit, which was created for a speakeasy restaurant club thing. They got most of the decks. Fury 11 got like 500. If you spend $50 or more, you can get one free per order, or you can use 2,500 points to get one from the archives. And they sold out in like 12 hours. Now you can still get them on the archive with 2,500 points, but that's it. Other websites, like I know playingcards.net will be selling them. He's got his hands on a few of them, but they're probably going to be very pricey, knowing him. Very. And so I'm just looking quickly at Kickstarter. Nothing. And that's that for Fury 11. For Dan and Dave, they have a new variety box that you can get. V7, apparently they're calling it. The 7th version. It includes the 30th anniversary Fraggle Rock deck, a Arco Tahoe deck, a miscellaneous goods company deck from Kickstarter, an Artisan, Smoke and Mirror Carbon V7 deck, a Ultimate deck, let me see. I'm trying to see what else there was. I know I saw it somewhere, but there's several decks. I know I saw that list somewhere. I don't know where it is. Let me see if I can find it here. Just bear with me 1 second. I apologize for this video being so long. This is what you get. A vintage plaid, 30th anniversary Fraggle Rock, miscellaneous goods company. Smoke and Mirrors V7, the carbon. The Arco Tahoe, Bicycle Skull and Bone from Bronze Arts, a private reserve label clip joint deck, a White Lions, Artisan, Fournier 605, a Legends, and an Ultimate deck. I also saw a Split Spade somewhere. I don't know how they went from White Lions to Split Spades, but whatever. That's what you get basically, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. If you haven't gotten those decks before, good value. If you have, like myself, I'm not getting it. And that's what's new with Dan and Dave. Nothing new with Illusionist, except they had those Republic #2 decks that came out recently. And the Blue Crown, they had the nautical decks that looked like, well, they kind of look like casino decks. They're kind of standard. They got diamondback patterns on the back design. They come in red and blue, and if you buy a brick, it could be all one color, or 6 red, 6 blue, or whatever, you get a free white one. To me, they're a little bit disappointing, but it is what it is. Also, Firehost.com has some cards on their site. You can't buy them. They're the hacker playing cards. Oh crap. And you can send them a message to request one. I've done that. I haven't received any responses. Other people have. They're kind of interesting. They're related to Theory 11 somehow, but you can't buy them. And I gotta go. Another deck from Jackson Robinson, the King's Wild Signature Series. Looks very nice. Don't know if it's going to be on Kickstarter or where you can get them, or if it's even going to be printed or not, but they look very nice so far. And I think that's basically it for this week. Also, this one other thing, that Bicycle should be having today or tomorrow their newest deck on Club 808, the Stay deck. I don't know what the official name is yet. There's a contest to name it. We'll find out when it's released. Also coming in a month or two, the Bicycle Espionage. They're having a contest where you can win one and find out information before anyone else just by sending them a message saying it's espionage is what their riddle is. And cardexperiment.com has a new deck coming in the near future called the Utopia deck, which looks pretty interesting. And I think that's all I got. Don't know of any other USPC releases coming, but that's what I've got. I apologize for the long video. Also, my contest results will be coming hopefully tomorrow. I have to watch all the videos still. Just started. And I will we'll see what the Facebook contest results are as well soon. So see you next time.